The haunted PS1 demo disc has returned, and this time it's bigger and better than ever. 2 sides, a dozen games each, split between the most frightening of frights and the dreamiest of dreams. It's been a few years now since we've gotten a fresh new disc to take a look at, and it almost has the same UFO 50 kind of magic. Just open up a random demo and enjoy the ride. I've got links for all the games mentioned below if you want to check out any of them individually, but I'd highly recommend just downloading the whole demo disc and seeing what surprises are in store. Traverse uncharted ocean depths and overcome abyssal monsters in the wild ride that is Death in Abyss. Your goal is to maneuver your ship through a hostile alien ocean and fight increasingly more powerful sea monsters. Right off the bat, movement feels amazing. I quickly learned that you can dodge in any direction, which is pretty fun, and hey, look at that, you can shoot too. I practiced on some of these weird glowing pods attached to these tentacle rocks, which would then proceed to blow up after I was done with them. Then, out of nowhere, this swarm of something flies directly at me, and suddenly I'm putting my dodging and shooting skills to the test, somewhat successfully, and overall I'm having a great time. Honestly, didn't expect to like Death in Abyss this much, but hey, here we are, trying new things and being pleasantly surprised. Eclipsium is one of those super trippy games where you're walking down a hallway, turn around, and suddenly the landscape behind you has completely changed. And I'll tell ya, it really never does get old. It's sort of an adventure puzzle game with some crunchy pixels, and some hands that are filled with so much personality they could be their very own character. Some mechanisms and puzzle solutions aren't the most obvious at first, and I loved wandering around these super trippy places to try to figure them out. You really never know what to expect next from Eclipsium. Kinda chill, kinda creepy, and I can't wait for the full game to come out. Sort of a dark, Wild West immersive sim, Spyrit Walker is clunky, fun, and what you'd expect from a game fitting that description. Your goal is to rid the land of evil. It's kinda survival horror-ish, but I guess there's a bigger emphasis on combat maybe. You can blow stuff up, lots of hidden areas off the beaten path, a super solid demo, and I don't really have any notes here. So I knew about 500 caliber contracts going into the demo, but I didn't know moving around in the game would be so amazing. Like, I really don't know what this is. Everything is so ugly and it's perfect. Your goal is to kill rich people with your sniper rifle, but I kinda just bounced all over the place, seeing if I actually could climb up to all these suspicious platforms. Spoiler alert, yes you can, and I believe that speedrunners will break 500 caliber contracts completely in half many, many times over, and I am very excited to see that happen. Normally when I think of fixed camera games that look like this, my brain automatically goes, that's survival horror, and I 100% know what to expect. Aether Singularity sure did make a fool out of me because it had me building up mana, casting spells, and facing off against demons in some really interesting battle scenarios. It does have the usual walking around, trying to open locked doors and picking up items thing, but combat puts you into a locked area where you then have to balance attacks, dodges, and your mana usage. Weird to get used to, but I really like the direction that Aether Singularity is headed. Angeline Era is like Zelda and Tunic if you didn't have to swing your sword and just walked directly into an enemy to automatically attack. And if you had a gun that shoots only directly upwards. Maybe that doesn't sound fun, I don't know, but this is definitely the demo I spent the most amount of time playing. There's a cute little overworld, well, it's actually not that little, but it has its fair share of secrets, a village with some people hanging out, and a bunch of levels that can be completed in any order you want. All the enemies are these weird, colorful bugs that kind of waddle, and I really enjoyed jumping around and searching suspicious areas for hidden passageways. Just watch out for booby traps. And last is Prison of Husks. Wasn't very good at it, but it has a great ladder climb animation. This is an extremely dreamy Souls-like where you play as a doll who wakes up in some giant castle. The combat here feels so good, and I just know that I could master it if I practiced a bit more. Everything is very simple. You have a light and heavy attack, dodge/run, and a couple consumables to cycle through like healing potion and throwing knives. You're given absolutely no direction, so going off vibes alone, explore and fight to your heart's content, or just run past all the enemies. No shame in that. Overall, this demo disc was curated to perfection, and there's still plenty of other creative and weird games on it that I didn't have time to share with you today. So let me know what your favorites were, or which ones caught your eye from this video, and stay spooky, friends.